Today, we're diving into a crisis that's reshaping the lives of millions of Americans, the U.S. housing crisis. This isn't something that happened overnight. It's the result of decades of slow decisions, rising costs, and a system that just can't keep up with the people who need a place to live. Today, I'll break down why this is happening, who's responsible, and what it means for your future as a homeowner. Let's start with the most important truth. America simply does not have enough homes. For over 15 years, construction has lagged way behind population growth. Families got bigger, cities expanded, but we didn't build enough houses to keep up. By some estimates, we're short millions of homes, and this massive shortage has sent prices through the roof. So why did we stop building? A huge reason is zoning laws. In cities and suburbs all across the country, local rules strictly control what can be built where. In many neighborhoods, only single-family homes are allowed. That means no apartments, no duplexes, and no smaller, more affordable units, even when demand is sky-high. These rules were created decades ago, and today they're blocking new construction exactly where people want to live, near jobs, good schools, and transportation. Another major factor is the soaring cost of construction. The price of everything from lumber and concrete to labor and land has risen much faster than wages. Builders will tell you that even if they want to build affordable homes, the basic costs are just too high. It's often more profitable for them to build luxury homes because that's where the money is. And when new homes are expensive, it makes all the older homes more expensive too. Then there are interest rates, another key player in this crisis. Over the last couple of years, mortgage rates climbed sharply. This created a really strange situation where people who already have a home with a low-interest mortgage do and want to move. They're locked in. Selling their current home would mean taking on a much higher rate for their next one. Economists call this the lock-in effect, and it has drastically reduced the number of homes available for sale. With fewer homes on the market, competition gets fierce, and prices just keep climbing. Meanwhile, young buyers, especially first-timers, are facing a triple threat: high prices, high rates, and very low supply. For many, saving for a down payment feels impossible. And even for those who manage to save enough, the monthly mortgage payments are shockingly high. At the same time, rent is also getting more expensive, which makes saving for a down payment even harder. It's a vicious cycle that's trapping a whole generation. Let's also talk about investors because they're a big part of this story. In recent years, large investment companies started buying up single-family homes, not to live in, but to rent out. When these big companies enter the housing market with billions of dollars in cash, individual buyers often can't compete. Imagine a family offers $300,000 for a home, but an investor comes in with an all-cash offer that can close in a week. Sellers almost always choose the investor, and ordinary buyers get pushed aside. Here's the bigger problem with that. When investors buy these homes, they disappear from the for-sale market and move into the for-rent market. This reduces the supply of homes to buy, drives up rental prices, and shifts wealth away from families and toward corporations. Of course, housing isn't just a supply problem. It's also an income problem. In so many cities, wages have not kept up with housing costs. A job that could comfortably afford a home in the 1990s can't even come close to affording that same home today. Even people with full-time jobs like teachers, nurses, and retail workers are struggling to find stable housing. The housing market has become completely disconnected from the reality of the average American's income. This brings us to a tough question. Who benefits from this crisis, and who suffers? Homeowners who bought their homes years ago have seen their wealth grow significantly. But renters, especially younger and lower-income renters, are carrying the heaviest burden. They face constant rent hikes, fewer affordable neighborhoods, and no clear path to ever owning a home. This forces people to make tough choices. Families delay having children, young adults delay moving out of their parents' house, and workers are forced to move farther and farther away from their jobs just to find a place they can afford. So what's the solution? There's no single magic fix, but experts agree on a few key things. First, we have to build more homes, all kinds of homes. We need more affordable, multi-family housing, and cities need to update those old zoning rules to allow for more flexible construction. Second, we need to lower the barriers to construction by speeding up permits and modernizing building codes to reduce costs. Third, we need to improve financial literacy, so people can understand mortgages, interest rates, and long-term planning. And finally, we should support first-time buyers with programs that help responsible people enter the market. Ultimately, housing needs to be treated as a long-term national priority. This crisis wasn't created overnight, and it won't be fixed overnight either. But understanding the root causes is the first and most important step toward real change. If you want more videos that break down complex topics like this in simple language, make sure to subscribe. This channel is here to keep you informed, empowered, and ready for whatever comes next. Thanks for watching.